Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Heist League 3.12. In this episode, I'm going to be doing some build reviews, so we don't have very many, and I've been waiting for them to build up, but how you guys doing? Welcome back, and let's get straight into some build reviews. So first we got Kiki88. He's been waiting the longest of everyone, because that's how they work. You got to build up the build reviews, and then the older ones are older, and so he said, I want to see what to upgrade next, thanks. And he links his paste spin. So I would prefer if you link your profile and not a paste spin, so that I can actually see your character like right now and all the stuff and your gear and all that. But either way, thanks for the POB. So we have 8 million DPS per carry-on golem, and he has 4 of them. And he has 80 damage, 80 damage, 80 damage, 80 life. So he has a 240 damage, 80 minion life, elegant hubris. What the fuck? That thing is insane. Okay. And then his build's pretty much fully here. Okay, so he has the whole build. You ready for this? Full awakened gems, not leveled up. Flesh and stone. Anomalous, and his cast when damage taken setup is a level 3 with level 11 molten shell with level 19 flesh offering, so he manually casts flesh offering. And then he has his AG setup. It doesn't run MAME on the stone golem chaos golem because he runs flesh and stone, and he runs thing, so no skitter bots in the build. He's decided to go flesh and stone instead. I highly recommend going... Oh, and he buffed it up with MIM. Yeah, so this is what he decided to do instead. I highly recommend going the other method and taking out flesh offering and saving the space in the build. But either way, I'll review what you have. So it's mostly that the range of flesh and stone is pretty short. I don't like that, so let me show you if I can. So Dread Banner's 54 radius, and Flesh and Stone is only 28. So as you see, Flesh and Stone is very tiny. Dread Banner is 54. What is Pride? Doesn't tell you, but Pride is like 70, 59 maybe. It's pretty goddamn high. I also recommend one other thing I noticed, which is you've taken Divergent Pride, so you pretty much went alternate quality of everything you possibly can and didn't ask if you should. And so I think that it's better to go the regular because of the 40% increased area of effect for your aura, for your Pride, to make it more consistent. And like I said, you just the MAME on the Chaos Golem's probably better than this because, well, you have to have Flesh and Stone, and the MAME range, like the Blood and Sand, or Flesh and Stone, whatever, the MAME part of it is pretty short, where like this is only going to really work on bosses and like things you're running around. And I wonder if you even need this damage when you have 8 million damage. Do you need this? Like if you just... Anyways, the other thing is the other thing I would review is the cast when damage taken in Molten Shell. I would recommend level 1, and the reason is so you can see here that it takes 661 damage to trigger. So if you had it at level 1, it only takes 528, so it's 20% more consistent. It's easier to get enabled. You take less damage and it gets triggered. Okay, and then this was the reason you leveled up the cast when damage taken, was to get a higher level Molten Shell. But when you level this to 10, you can notice that the levels 38 or below for the cast damage taken level 1, and the difference in level was only the armor. So 719 armor, 657 armor. And if you notice in his build, with his flask, he has 23,000 armor, so I don't think the 60 armor is going to make a big difference, but the difference of 20% of the damage you have to take is probably a bigger deal. So I would recommend level 1 cast when damage taken with a level 10 Molten Shell. I like the Anomalous, good stuff. You can get this to 20 quality, of course. and you can get 25% bonus buff instead of 23% of your armor. And yeah, flesh offering, pretty cool. Like I said, Pride, I'd recommend the default. I'd also recommend leveling them up. In the case of this, he went for anomalous, and now I wonder, so I'm just gonna do this for fun. 1033. So if he had done level 21 regular, he has more regen than the anomalous. So I highly recommend going for a 21-0 stone golem, and the same thing applies to this chaos golem. So you can see your physical damage reduction says 90, but if you put a big physical hit, your physical damage reduction is only 66. So what happens is, this I would recommend being default. You lose 1%, you delete the quality, for example, and then you gain 1 level. So the 1 level put you up to 71%, so you gain 6%, and the reason for that is it gets you to level 22 Chaos Golem. You can see how you were at 20 plus 1, now you're 21 plus 1 is 22. You get 5% physical damage reduction instead of 4. Do you see how that 1 level gives you the extra percent? So then the percent is scaled by all the golem buff effect in the build. So I highly recommend going for a 21 Chaos Golem instead, and a 21 Stone Golem instead. You'll get more regen and more physical damage reduction. I already recommended changing the Pride. You don't need the flesh offering. What does the Divergent do anyways? 10% attack speed, okay. I noticed phase run. I learned, so obviously this is from my build, so I can't, this is my fault, I'm sorry. Technically Divergent Second Wind is worse than the original. You need the original because it has increased cooldown recovery rate, and it helps get the permanent phase run. You need it instead of the 1% regen, and we found out that Second Wind 1% regen would be better in an ability that has a shorter cooldown that's not 4 seconds, because you want to spam it. So like Convocation or like any ability and triggering Second Wind. Elemental Army, I noticed you went Anomalous, increased area effect, that's cool. You have the 21 Spectre and the 21 Zombie, I like it, because you have the 25s for the extra Spectre. Like I said, I wouldn't run Flesh and Stone, and I wouldn't run the Mim here. I would run Skitterbots with the extra mana reserve that you had to take you to 5. I like Skitterbots better, personally, because it's way more consistent. You can also run the Divergent, and you get increased effect of non-damaging ailments, so it's 10% increased shock and 10% increased chill. And then you can also, then you could still add, because, well, there was something where, yeah, this is in your boot. So let's say you moved the Stone Golem to the boot, and you gave it Mim. You could run your Anomalous like you were doing, and you're still at like 8 million damage. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And you went for the recover 1% of life on hit on the Feeding Frenzy, but I would recommend going Divergent. Well, actually, Anomalous is fine for the keep them alive if you were having trouble, but I doubt they were having trouble staying alive. So you could run Divergent for 10% move speed. Or the other alternative, what I did in this build, is I ran Default, and so it has 1% increased duration. 1 second increased duration, which is pretty big, so that they don't have to hit as much, and then they'll keep the buff. So yeah, these are all the changes I would have made to the skills, so that you have the stuff I recommend. And to be honest, I don't think you need 240 minion damage, but hey, you love the big fat damage, so nice job, man. And yeah, that's pretty much all I would recommend for going through what you already had and just making it a little bit more consistent. You can also level up your gems by just playing some more, and then you'll get your damage up to 8.4, so you literally gained 500,000 damage just for leveling up your current gems, which is just gem experience. So thank you, Kiki, for the build review, and sorry I took so long, man. Next, this is Sub. So Mr. Plow said, check out my Necro. He wanted me to check out his Necro 6 days ago, but instead I gave him 6 more days of building it. So let's review it. This is a Necromancer, Carrion Golem, Aura stacking. So it's not Scion Ascendant. So this is directly comparing against what we currently have, okay? This is his build. 9.7 million damage. Okay. 45,000 life on those. 5 carry-on golems. Or 5 golems. 1,100 life, so he's low life. He's reserving tons of mana. He has 6,800 energy shield, 1,400 energy shield recharge, 1,500 evasion, so no grace. Really bad armor, so no determination. No weird converting evasion into armor. No really bad physical damage reduction. Has some block, but his reses are 90 and his chaos is 75. So this is what he wanted me to do. This is what he wanted, guys. So you go into his build, which it could be that he has these 4 points in Rotting Claws. I'm not sure, actually, because I don't think it's even 100% Impale. So it'd be really weird. But it's what it looks like. Oh, it is 100%. Wait, where does he get that from? Is it just Dreadbanner? With his current aura effect? Because he didn't have Impale on the carry-on golems, so I didn't think he had it. Okay, it's Dreadbanner. With Awakened Generosity. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so with the 2 Rotting Claws, he gets 100% Impale. Cool. So what he actually wanted, though, is he wanted me to check out his build. So then I will check out this part. His elemental resistances is basically the same mitigation as my build with 6,800 shield, and mine only had 4,000. So the aura stacking is completely broken. The aura stacking Scion Guardian is completely broken. That's what he's showing. The elemental reses are the same on this though. So the Necro can reach the elemental reses. This is with 75 chaos res. He doesn't have CI, so he only has 40,000 effective health against chaos damage. So he has to kind of avoid it if he's trying to tank the same amount as elemental. So it almost look like there's an imbalance in the build and that you're way too tanky to elements and not tanky enough to the other things. But either way, then we look at his physical. So this is against physical hits, and so his armor is really low. His armor's 254. His physical damage reduction is 10%, and you can see that he basically has no effective health against physical hits, so they'll absolutely destroy him, which is what I've been saying since the beginning about Necro versus Scion going Ascendant. The big difference is being able to get the Guardian Ascendancy to be able to get the big physical damage reduction. So I don't actually know what's on his Elegant Hubris, but it doesn't really matter. He's showing off 11 million DPS per, so forget the physical damage reduction, forget not CI, just look at, he has the same mitigation as my original Aura Stacker, the zombie one, without Transcendence. This is the same mitigation to elemental resistances, so it's insane, but he's pumping out absolute insane DPS. So if that's what he was going for, then I will credit it for that. I won't judge it based on the obvious things. I'd rather point out why this is so cool. He also went damage on full life. He likes this. I would say this is good because, well, we already talked about it, me and him, but what we were talking about is I showed him Pulverized Divergent, which is slowing attack speed of your minion, but gaining 80% more damage. And he was like, is that better than damage on full life? Which I didn't realize he was talking about carry-on golems at the time. I was talking about zombies, where their attack speed is basically irrelevant, and you want them to have slower attack speed, more damage, because they slam and all that shit. But yeah, he went damage on full life, pretty insane. He also, this is calculating for slipstream active, so this is not realistic because the range, if I can show, let's see if I can. So there's summon Greater Harbinger of Time. It doesn't show the radius, but the radius is like Flesh and Stone. It's like 28 radius. It's so tiny, it's so inconsistent, and it's not going to work, where the rest of your auras are gigantic. So now we'll also go through his build for fun of how big are the auras. So he's running Vitality, 57 radius. He's running Flesh and Stone, 33 radius. He's got a little bit more radius than the last guy. Let's look at the Purity. Why... 87 on the purities. Okay. What about Purity of Lightning? Because it's in the 76 because it doesn't have quality. So the other ones can be like the regular versions, and so increased quality gives them 40% area of effect. So that's not really fair. They have 23 quality actually even, so 46 increased area. So where this Purity of Lightning is from his boot, so it doesn't actually have the increased area of effect. It also seems that if you use Doriani's Delusion, then whatever you put in the boot can affect the Purity of Lightning, apparently. And so maybe he should switch around where he puts his stuff if it can help him. So like, let's see what he has in the glove. Let's try to find the glove link. Helmet. Glove. So could it be better to put Flesh and Stone Vitality? No, it wouldn't change anything. Blood Magic would though. So he's Blood Magic, Flesh and Stone Vitality. If he Blood Magicked the boot, then it would Blood Magic the Purity of Lightning, which he can't do. So he probably already figured this out, and he thought, wow, that's really cool. And I like that he showed me this too. That's cool that you can support the Doriani's Delusion boot potentially. I'm not sure, but it looks like it. It looks like it based on what it was saying in the links. So then this is pretty much the low life aura stacking Necron, so it has really cool damage, pretty good damage, and then oh wait, let's assume that he clicked all his flasks. Oh, look at that! Look at that, dude. But again, this is not calculating correctly because we're not taking into account a big physical hit like a Shaper Slam. 34,000. If you do like a Minotaur Slam, it's 7,500 or something, I think. I don't remember. 37,000. So you're still really squishy even with the flasks. This is with the conversion, with the dodge evasion. This is with the roomies dodge block armor. This is with the physical damage reduction increased armor from the basalt. Yeah. Hope this blows your mind. Thank you for the build review though, dude. Super cool build either way. Like, even if you don't like what I've said about the effective health, your damage is absurd, and the way you put it together is pretty cool. Nice build sub, and keep it up, man. You're insane. Look at this Watcher's Eye. What the hell is that? God damn. Next build, we got Nuclear Russian Joe. I love this guy. Alright, how you doing, man? Thank you for the build review. Oh god, I showed it. He says, carry on Jolums. He likes to put Joe in everything. Jolums. Please make me tanky. I'm tired of dying. So I enabled all the stuff. First instinct. Right here. You save 4 points getting rid of Enduring Bond. If you want, you could also save the 2 points, but we'll leave it. So you said you want to be more tanky. Well, I'll just show you what you're currently looking like. So you have your effective health right here. 16,000, 19,000, 20,000, and 10,000. And so you can see that your chaos resistance isn't capped. So just capping your chaos resistance is going to help your effective health because you're going to be able to tank equal amounts across the board. I will also show you that your physical damage reduction says 71 with 10,000 armor. But is that with a brass dome? Yeah, that's pretty good, dude. You're doing pretty good. But what it actually is against a 15,000 physical hit is 7,000, and then let's say that you have 7,500, then you have 7,725. So then I go, well, let's take a look at some things. So he has the Chaos Golem, he has a +1, so if he got one more % physical damage reduction, one more level on the Chaos Golem, he's gonna get another % physical damage reduction. So 7,000, level up the Chaos Golem one time, 8,500. You gain %. I also recommend, if you can, to get rings that you have an open suffix so that you can craft an endurance charge. Same thing. Oh, he has 3% physical damage reduction on the Ami. Nice. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I was going to say you can get endurance charges on the ring for another 8%. Because it seems to be that if you need to upgrade your physical damage reduction quite a bit. But also, You then, if you want to be even tankier than this, so you can see that your reses are 19,468. So something I did in my main build when I wanted to be tankier, so let's say I was doing heist and I didn't really need the damage and I just wanted to survive more, I started to try to run Saffel's frame. So you take out 1 cooldown point for Saffel's frame, and you would gain 80 reses, 80, 79, increased armor, etc. You lose only 600,000 damage, so 25% damage, but you gained like 20% mitigation. So you're up to 25,000 mitigation against elemental resistances, which is tankier, and it's what you wanted. So it'd be like raising your chaos res to 75. You could use a Saffel's frame if you just want to be tankier, and honestly, endurance charges plus the 1 level of the chaos golem is really going to help you. If you don't already, obviously Kingmaker and the Theof Tool Spectre. But I'm pretty oh, so you can get an extra level on the... Oh, you don't have the helmet yet. Never mind. Don't have the helmet yet. That's fine. Either way, that's everything to make yourself tankier, and that's the exact way to see it. Those are the recommendations I have for you in your current spot. Everything. I also recommend quality on a lot of stuff. You should quality up anything that doesn't have quality, so you can get 20% on this, 40% area. You get 20% on this. It gives you 39% increased effective dread banner. You could get the quality on skitter bots for the increased move speed. You did the divergent animate guardian for the extra life. You could also go 21 animate guardian. I think it might be better than the divergent. You can go for the 21 specter. You can go for the 21 zombie instead of 2020. It's kind of expensive to go for the thing though. You could use an Empower 4 in the helmet instead of minion life, and then your specters will have you'll get an extra specter. And then yeah, I recommended the extra chaos golem level. If you do the stone golem, you gain some regen. You're only at 868, so 902 is way better. I also noticed your larges. You have Rotting Claw renewal, it's pretty good. And then you did 1 medium. I would recommend another one, so I'll show you. Besides the whole, like, you asked about tankiness, you were only at 90 impale, so you probably followed the budget V2. I highly recommend getting the second large cluster to get the Rotting Claws. You can drop stuff like this, and some of the unnecessary damage like this, and then you can go for the extra large cluster with the Rotting Claws impale. So, like, just to show you, you can literally just take what your one that you already have and do it a second time. To see what it is, and then I'll show you. So this, and then I'll just put in 2 mediums. We'll just go all the way. Fuck it, dude. And we'll leave out the Dread Marches for a second, just for the hypothetical. So you're at 94 still, and then you can also slot in the extra Eminence. And we'll test out the damage difference, 2.1 from 2.21, so it's better with a harmony. Another Eminence is better. Okay, so there you go. That's what I would recommend. So then you'd have 2.21, so you gain back the damage that you lost from the cold iron point. You have 100% impale now, so it's actually going to feel even better than this. And I highly recommend it. You could also go for the divergent impale if you want to, for extra impales. And there was one more thing from doing the thing. Yeah, big damage. And if you swapped back, so let's say you didn't want the extra mitigation of the Saffel's frame to have the 24,000 instead, the 20% tankier, you can go for cold iron point from your 2.2 to 3 million. You got big deeps, and now it's an 800,000 loss for going Saffel's frame. But it's still pretty insane. It's literally just DPS for tank, and it's what you wanted. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope this helps you. I'm obviously going to leave a link to these path of buildings in the description below. I recommend fixing your flasks too. Oh god. Oh god. You have all this stuff and you haven't done the flasks. You should fix these. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you Kiki. Thank you Sub, and thank you Nuclear Russian Joe for all the build reviews. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all the financial support. Thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon and the YouTube members today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!